Hey kids, do you want to commit train hijacking? So welcome to Train Sim World 6, where they have to have a warning when you put up the game to not use the things that you learn here to hijack a train. And when you actually start playing the game, you will realize exactly why they have to tell people that. So let's go from, I don't know, Shanklin. Let's go from Shanklin to Ride Pierhead. And don't worry, Shanklin is not a place where you go to get stabbed. It's a seaside town on the Isle of Wight. So don't worry, we are safe. So here's the reason why they tell you not to hijack trains using the knowledge from here. So watch. You literally learn how to set up a actual train. And yeah. So there's another thing I need to remember. I need to remember to turn the saloon lights on so the people in the back can see. Very important. This is something I keep forgetting. So, let's get to hijacking this train. So, our next stop is Lake, which is a very imaginative little station name, I have to admit. We are not allowed to go faster than 15 miles an hour outside the station, but I've just broken the law, so, oh well. We won't be going 45 miles an hour for long because, as you can see, the station is very quickly approaching. But there's one thing I have forgotten, that is to turn on the headlights, which is, something very important that you must do. Turn on the headlights so people know you're coming. Okay, there's the station. We need to slow down very quickly, because if we do not, we are just going to go gliding right through. Now, note everyone, how it takes a while for trains to stop. Please bear this in mind next time you are around any trains. A lot of people seem to believe that you can just straight up freaking stop a train like a car. You cannot stop a train like a car. It takes ages to stop. So anyway, who's ready to see the custom livery that I have made for this train? Behold, 666 Railways. The best railway company in the world. Completely fictional. As of now. Hopefully, once I take over the world, it will not be. With 666 Railways, will be the state railway company. So let's lock the doors, because we need to lock the doors to keep the people in. If we go when the train, if we have the doors open when the train is in motion, the people will fall out. 4,000 feet away. I do not know how many miles it is or how many kilometers it is, but this particular route seems to be very keen on measuring everything in feet. It has a foot fetish. Slowly. Okay, let's get down to 10 miles an hour so we can stop on the mark. We're 70 feet away. 70 feet away. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nailed it. Okay, so we unlock the doors. There we go. Now, here's a fun fact. It is illegal. It is illegal to drink and drive a train. But it is not illegal to drink and drive a train in virtual reality, like I am doing now. Now, I am currently taking part in Dry January because I drank a bit too much this Christmas time. But yes, I have at one point been known to drive a train in Train Simulator blasted. And let me tell you this, it is an experience driving a train whilst you're blasted, because you need your reactions, and alcohol slows your reactions. So the lesson of the day, ladies, gents, and all those in-between sneevers, is don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive, trains especially, unless you want to go to prison and kill a lot of people.
Driving in my car right after a beer.
Oh shit, I'm speeding, I'm badly speeding. Oh no, oh no, oh no, I need to slow down, I've broken the law in several ways. There was a saying that I heard on a video not too long ago. which said that gravity is an enthusiastic driver. And if you play Train Simulator, you learn the true meaning of gravity is an enthusiastic driver. Gravity does not care about speed limits. Seeing these passengers, they constantly get in the way. Like, if there's a big crowd of passengers and you need to get back to your, locomotive after running around, like, doing all the extra stuff, they'll basically make it as hard as possible because they crowd around and basically prevent you from, like, getting in your cab. And you can't tell them to fucking move because you are a mute protagonist. So driving in my train right after a beer. Hey, that bump, it looks like a deer. Oh, cows! 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 No, that's a tractor. Imagine if cars or like roads had signs like they have here, like on railways, which says, hey, in about 100 meters or so, you're going to slow down to this thing. I suspect that would be very dangerous because people would like try to gun it right up to the sign, and you know, a bit like what people do with amber lights, and lots of accidents will happen. It is rainy and it is misty. This is not ideal. This is not ideal, but then again, this is the Isle of Wight. Oh god, it's thundery. That is definitely not ideal. Oh my god, they're all in summer outfits. It's pissing it down with rain and they're all in summer outfits. There's nothing worse than being in a summer outfit and it be like just pissing it down with rain. Now, fun fact, this train does go along a pier. You cannot see the other end of the pier because it's so misty and so wet and so miserable. This is very on brand for the UK. Do you want to hear something sad? When I was but a child, if you asked me what colour the sky was, I would have told you grey. And off we go across the Silent Hill Seaside Pier. Across the Silent Hill Seaside Pier, and yes, it does feel a lot like Silent Hill. It does feel a little bit like zombies are going to come out. And we've stopped, and we can unlock the doors and let people out. Why people would want to go out right now, I don't know. Personally, I think it's a lot nicer in the train right now. But yeah, we have done it. We've driven a service. Now to drive something a little bit more challenging. Because why not? Now we have to set the train. Set the speed thing. And we need to open the right-hand door so people can get in. So we can transport them to wherever they need to go. I need to like set up the headlights. The headlights are full. Lovely. Let's do the safety system. Very important safety system, especially when you're going at speed. This is basically train hijacking simulator. You basically learn, you basically just learn what to do to activate a train when you get into the cab. You can basically now hijack a train. And we are going to be hijacking this train and going at about 100 miles an hour at some places. So we are going nyum nyum, okay? So fun fact, this big wall of this tunnel here, it goes from this big mound. That mound, by the way, is called the Mound, right? And the Mound used to be an earthen dam that was built to form an artificial loch, which we are about to drive for the site of, okay? Because in like the 1400s or so, the King of Scotland was like, right, Edinburgh Castle, which is up there, is built on a dead volcano, by the way. Absolutely wild, I know. It needed a moat. So there was a stream over there, so they just blocked off one end of this valley, and just let the burn fill up the loch. You know, very clever. And then somebody pointed out that it actually might be a bad idea, because if the loch freezes over, people could just walk across the loch and just take the castle. Welcome to Haymarket Station, which is Edinburgh's oldest still functioning railway station. Yes, this station is actually older than the big one in the city centre. There's your fun fact today. And where we are sitting on this train was the site of a horrific train crash that happened 1924. Basically, a train that was heading to South Queensferry crashed into the back of a train that was heading to the South Suburban line, and it was a horrible, horrible thing, and people died. So, welcome to the abbii.gay guided tour of the Edinburgh-Glasgow Railway. Please enjoy the autism. So the great part about this part of the line is that it's basically 100 miles an hour up until I reach Raphoe, which, fun fact, was the site of a train crash. Driving in my car right after a beer, hey, that beer, it looks like a bump. I will be singing that song very, very, very often. I'm very sorry. Driving in my beer right after a car. Where we're just about to pass just now used to be a railway station, and that railway station was called Raphoe, and it was a junction between the line up to Queensferry and the Glasgow-Edinburgh line, and there was a train that was sort of doing unusual movements there, and it was foggy, and the signals were a bit messed up, and the points were messed up, and a Glasgow-Edinburgh express train filled with people coming home from New Year's Eve celebrations crashed into this freight train, and lots of people died. So yeah, welcome to Railway History of Abbey. It's surprisingly depressing. So we're just going through this nice little... wait, do we have the castle here? Oh yes, I do have the castle! Ah, there's the castle! There's the castle! Hell yeah! It's generally a good idea to slow down when you approach stations, because that way you don't rush through and you don't need to chuck the passengers out like they are a bag of letters in an old style mail train. Because fun fact, that's basically how they used to like get letters on mail trains back in the day. They used to just hang them up on a hook and like have a special mechanism where they would just catch the letters. So good luck if the thing you were sending just so happened to be fragile, because you know it would be slammed in by like several G's of gravity when it got caught by the net. So, fun fact about Linlithgow, Scotty from Star Trek, not the actor, the actual character, Scotty from Star Trek, was born in Linlithgow. So there's your fun fact. Anyway, there's an empty poster thing. If I go up to it like that, I get to place a poster. There we go. We found something to do. And we need to get back to the cab in about 30 seconds, or else. So, we are going to be approaching a interesting little thing here. So I'm just going to go and just go into like the fly mode. See that little junction there? See over there? That little spur there just so happens to be a heritage railway, the Bowness and Cneil Railway, which is my local heritage railway, by the way. Oh crap, we're speeding again. We're speeding again. We're speeding again. That's not ideal. That is not ideal. That is not ideal. We probably should not be speeding. But fun fact about the Bowness and Cneil Railway, the Bowness and Cneil Railway is probably what really got me into trains. If it wasn't for the Bowness and Cneil Railway, I probably would have gotten another flavour of autism. A more profitable flavour of autism, perhaps. Gonna be able to slow down in time? No, I am not. I'm gonna have to slam on the emergency brake. Am I? Right, okay. Welcome to Polmont. And the two things you should know about Pullman. One, it's home to a prison. And two, it's known for a rail disaster, which we will talk about when we go past the site of said rail disaster. We are about to go past the site of the Pullman rail disaster, and I will tell you about the Pullman rail disaster right now. So, as you probably figured out, it was 1984. The line we're on wasn't electrified, and it was running what were known as push-me-pull-use, aka they had an unpowered sort of car with a control cab on one end and a locomotive on the other, so people didn't need to like get the locomotive and run it around or anything like that. Anyway, this train was going control cab first down to Pullman. In fact, the accident was just after this bridge here, where my cursor just expanded. In fact, it was just after this bridge here. A cow had wandered onto the line, okay? And the train was going along at line speed. The cow, predictably, got absolutely obliterated, except for one of its shoulder bones, which got caught under the wheel or something, derailed the train and caused a massive train crash. There was a blind train driver in Scotland, like a straight up blind guy who basically let his firemen do the signals and stuff like that, and he basically judged the speed of the train by the noise of the engine and the sound of the track. He also like remembered like the journey times between each station, so he could accurately stop at each stop, which is absolutely wild to me. Now, here's the thing. I've been talking about lots of facts and factoids and opinions about all the different railway stations. I'm going to tell you something right now. I have no idea what to say about Croy. I mean, basically Croy Station exists and is served by the Glasgow-Edinburgh line, primarily because they closed the railway line to Kilsyth in the 1960s. And basically, it should just be called Croy for Kilsyth. There is literally nothing in Croy that I can find that is interesting. Between the 1920s and the 1960s, like 1921 to 1968, Kilsyth and Kirkintilloch, which are the two settlements that are served by Croy Station, both banned alcohol. Yeah, straight up banned alcohol. So basically there was a law passed in Westminster that allowed districts, aka what came before councils, whether or not to just stop issuing liquor licenses, which basically meant that nowhere could sell alcohol. And there was this big culture war around it, and there were lots and lots and lots of like little plebiscites and referenda all across the country, and several towns did actually ban alcohol. And the two that were sort of held up in Scotland by the prohibitionist side as the reason why we should ban alcohol was Kilsyth and Kirkintilloch, because they banned alcohol and they were sort of shown up as like the shining example. What wasn't a shining example was Wick, which is far north of Scotland. It's the most northern railway station in Great Britain, and they banned alcohol, and no joke, they had like a full-on illicit alcohol trade, right? They had moonshiners up in the hills, they had speakeasies disguised as cafes, they had a a guy who just went up and down the high street, surreptitiously issuing alcohol from his trench coat. You had a bread van, which, you know, when it had whiskey, would like honk its horn in a very particular way. And basically, by the 1940s, they just said, you know what, we give up, we're legalizing alcohol again. Oh, we are, no, come on, please, don't spat. Oh, thank God for that. Because basically what we're going to be doing now is what's known as chasing yellows. Which does sound like a, it does sound like a water sports thing, but I guarantee you it's not. Now, here is the fun fact about this little slope here. This is the Carstairs incline, and as you can see, it is incredibly steep. It is very steep indeed, and when I say it is very steep, it is so steep that up until 1913, they had a system where they had to have a stationary steam engine, right? That had like a winch and a rope, right? That they would go down to the bottom of the hill with, attach to a steam locomotive, and then drag said steam locomotive up the hill, because it was so steep that early steam locomotives just couldn't handle it. Fun fact about Glasgow Queen Street Station, it used to have a toilet called the Super Toilet. It was just a massive public toilet, and for some reason, some absolute genius called it the Super Toilet. And when they refurbed the station, when they electrified everything and demolished the frontage, they got rid of the Super Toilet, and I don't think I've ever been more disappointed with the moment I came into the brand new Glasgow Queen Street Station, and they had gotten rid of the best thing about it, which was the Super Toilet.